Greetings to all the beautiful women of Tshwane North TVET College. My name is Thembi Tsibogo. I am the principal of the college. Today, I would like to share a message with all of you, all the beautiful women, both female staff members and students of TNC. And this message is the message of encouragement and also a message that should remind us why we are celebrating August as the month for women. I would like us to look at August, and especially the 9th of August, not just as an event, but as a very, very important day where we should be reminded as women in this country to say that we have a role to play. We need to ensure that as women in this country, and especially in this institution, we also break away the patriarchy that is out there amongst us. I would like to share with you, those of you who may not be aware, that on the 9th of August 2020, the Department of Higher Education and Training released a policy framework to assist institutions of higher learning like us to deal with issues of gender-based violence in the post-school sector. And I would like us to talk about gender-based violence and also femicide. I trust that as a country, we are experiencing lots and lots of problems and also challenges that relate to gender-based violence within the societies that we come from. And gender-based violence also does take place even in our very own institutions, where females are faced with quite a number of challenges. And one of the challenges that we know for sure it does happen, and most of us are keeping silent about it, is those are the issues of sex for marks amongst the students, where male educators demand sex so that they give students marks. And some of these things, they happen in our presence as other females, but we do nothing, to correct certain behaviors. So I want us to ensure that we get hold of that policy framework and we indulge in the policy that should also assist us in terms of how, as an institution and also as women within the TVET sector, how we should go about addressing all the challenges that we are experiencing of a gender-based violence. The other problem that I'm picking up as women, and that also becomes a barrier of our success as women in this country, and especially even in this environment or in the college community, is that women are normally said to be their own worst enemies. Sometimes certain things we do not progress as women, we do not go far as women in taking up positions of management and also positions of power within the sector. And it's because of some of the things that we do not want to dispel and some of the things that we keep on clinging on. And these are some of the things that do not matter, but they become a barrier and a hindrance in terms of us succeeding. Women are normally not known to be supporting other women. Women, instead of supporting one another, what we do, we badmouth other women who may be doing better than us. Women, we concentrate on gossips rather than building one another. And sometimes we compare ourselves, and we also have this competition, that is not constructive in terms of taking us forward. So my plea for women in this institution and also within the societies that we also serve and even communities is that we need to dispel this myth that women are their worst enemies. We need to begin regrouping as women, come together and show the world that as women we can. We do not need men to dictate to us what is it that we need to do. we do not need men to affirm our capabilities in terms of the things that we are capable of, but we need to ensure that as women, we support one another, we elevate one another, we criticize each other constructively, and we should learn to take criticism as a building block towards making us better people. And we also need to look at empowering one another. One day when I retire from this institution, or should I leave, this institution, what I would like to see happen is that the next person that comes into the position of the principal of an institution, it should definitely be another woman. Because I believe that as women, we've got it all. We do have the skills, we've got the capabilities. And if there's anything that I would always say about women is that women are resilient. Women are smart. If we are able to juggle the jobs that we are doing in terms of profession and juggle that with being mothers, with being wives, with being sisters and all that, I think that there is nothing impossible, that we cannot achieve as women. The other thing that I would also want to touch on is those of you who may not have been there before, the United Nations in 1995 September, they convened a conference in Beijing, China, where they were looking at the conference on women. And that conference, it was a conference where people around the world, and especially women around the world, they agreed on a comprehensive government plan to achieve global legal equality. And that was known as the Beijing Platform of Action. So at that conference, women identified 12 critical areas of concern that they identified women across the world. And amongst the 12 that are there, for me, what is critical and what is still of concern to me is issues around education and training. As women, we need to encourage, and they always say that charity starts at home, or charity begins at home. We need to start encouraging our girl children of the importance of going to school, being educated, and being trained and developed so that we can also be in a position to take up the economy and also be able to contribute positively in areas of socio-economic development around us. The other issue that has always also been highlighted during the Beijing conference are issues of health. Health is also one of the problems, especially in Africa. In Africa, we have challenges that relate to health education. And girls should be at the center of ensuring that health education is also one of the areas that we look into. There are also raised concerns around issues of violence. And the problem that we've got in South Africa currently, it's a huge problem that we've got in South Africa, is the issue of gender-based violence, and also femicide. No week passes by when we are glued on our televisions where there will always be an issue or an incident that is forever reported on either gender-based violence and also females being killed, raped by men. We need to do something about this, and we also need to ensure that we teach our children to stand up for their rights also, and also to ensure that we also teach our boy children to treat women properly and correctly. So as women, as females, as parents, and all that, we are the ones who have to ensure that some of the things we correct them, from an early stage, because sometimes some of the things and the stereotypes that are there in our communities and the patriarchy that happens there, we sometimes do encourage such, where we don't teach children to say that a boy can clean their house, a boy can wash dishes and things like those. But some of the activities, we encourage them. And that is why we end up having these kind of problems. The other area that was of concern during the Beijing Women's Conference, it was the issues of the economy, where most women are not participating actively in terms of growing the economy. We are seeing it little by little, being improved, but women in boardrooms in most cases, they have to work 4 times or 5 times harder than their male counterparts, because we always have to prove ourselves as women. And I am saying there's no need for us to be proving ourselves like that. But those are the things that we need, or those are the barriers that we need to bring down so that we are also equally accepted as females. The issues of human rights, we need as women, because we are teachers. Women are natural teachers. We need to teach our children the value of human rights. The rights do not just come with the rights of us demanding to be seen and all that, but human rights are some of the things that we should also begin inculcating in our children from an early age, where a no says a no, where a yes says yes, so that people do not normally misconstrue a no from a woman to be a yes. So those are some of the things that I want us to talk about. But in the community of Tshwane North, I am saying that as we climb up the ladder as women who are in positions at Tshwane North TVET College, we should climb up the ladder, and once you reach the top of the ladder, please, ladies and also the students, especially the female students, let us not kick that ladder when we are up there, but allow that ladder to be used by other women so that they can also join you up there. And we need to ensure that we mentor those that are aspiring to get into management positions. We need to hold each other by hands as females in these institutions, in this institution, so that we grow the power of women. We grow women because women have proven to be the best managers. I trust that this Women's Month is not just going to be that month where as women, we always speak about Mbogodo and all that without really understanding, the multitude of responsibilities that we have to carry on as women. It is upon us as women to change the lives of other women that are down there, and especially those that are in junior positions, and also the young girls that are enrolled at our different campuses. Let us make it a point that we become their mentors, we become their coaches. They look up to us, as women, and we also become role models. I trust that this is just not going to be an event, but this is a month that we need to celebrate. But what we should be doing, we should be celebrating women on a daily basis. It should not be confined to just August month, but it should be something that we live so that we change the stereotypes around us about women not being good enough. We need to shake off the thing of us not being strong enough to take up all those positions. Government has moved towards ensuring that things get better for women. It is said that in Parliament, 50% of the members of Parliament are women, but we are still saying that in the private sector, we still need more females that go there and make a difference. And we should not be there as affirmative action appointees, but we should be there to make a difference and ensure that we leave a mark, and we leave an indelible mark in terms of what we are capable of, and especially Black women, because we always have self-doubt. We always think that others are better than us and men are better than us. And I want to assure you, if we can club together as women, support one another, elevate one another, and ensure that we empower one another, there's nothing impossible in this life. we can make it, and will definitely make a difference in this country. Currently in the TVET sector, we've got 50 colleges. And of the 50 colleges that are there in the country, 17 principals are females. 4 females are acting principals. We trust that in the near future, we will be breaking, that ground of ensuring that 50% or more of the females that are in the sector become women, and they ensure that institutions are well run and they are well oiled. Wish you all of the best. We trust that as women, we should be like men. Men support one another. Men are always behind other men in terms of ensuring that they encourage one another, they give each other support, and they empower. And I am saying that, why is it so difficult for us? Do we really have to be competing, amongst ourselves as women? I don't think that it's worth it. We always worry and focus on things that do not matter. Let us move away from that myth, and we should dispel that myth that we are our own worst enemies. It shouldn't be like that. We are excited. We are also looking forward to what we are seeing in the United States, where Joe Biden is having Ms. Harris as a second runner-up, the person that he will be carrying with, who will be working with him as he is contesting for the presidency of the United States. And we trust that one day the United States will also have its first black woman as the president there. We are still looking forward to having a female black president in this country. And I am saying that there's nothing impossible. But it's up to us as women in terms of what we really want to see. Thank you so much. All of the best. We salute all the women at Tshwane North TVET College. And I say that nothing is impossible. Where there is a will, there's always a way. Thank you.